Alright guys, today we have a new, fun, brand new design, the Dissent from CMMG. Let's start having some fun with it. It is a bufferless AR. Well, it's gonna come as a pistol. So you'll pretend that there's no stock on it unless you pay for the tax stamp to do that. So there's no buffer tube. You know, normally in an AR you have a buffer tube, which is also your stock where your bolt reciprocates into the back and you have the spring and all that jazz. This is all integrated into the upper. And so they actually just took their Mark IV lower receiver, which is a standard AR lower, put their buffer plug in it, and it will come with a pick rail. So you can have options, you know, I bet there's even sling mounts that you can just throw on the pick rail, or you can do your brace if the ATF allows that still, go SBR, that kind of thing. And so everything's integrated into the upper here. We can pull it out real quick, and you can see how that's different than your normal AR-15 bolt carrier group. The front of it looks exact. This is the 5.7 model, so it has the radial delay blowback cuts on that bolt. There's one in 5.56, 223, and then there's the 300 blackout. Those will both be traditional direct impingement. But when I saw that they were coming with a 6.5-inch barrel, I'm like, ooh, 6.5 inches is a bit, short for 223 and a little bit shorter than I want on my 300 blackout. However, 5.7 by 28, I was like, that's a good choice because this is like a very cool compact PDW. It only weighs 4.5 pounds. They have a nice trigger. Most manufacturers throw in just a mil-spec trigger because they know you're going to upgrade it to your own choice. You know, I always put LaRue MBT 2-stage triggers in mine. However, this is this really fancy Trigger Tech trigger. Comes in at 4 pounds, and it has a crazy, very short first stage right there, and then that 4 pound, very nice and crisp. Let's take it off safety. It works even better, and there's your brake. I mean, it's like that glass rod brake. The reset is kind of light. You know, if you're used to a harder reset, it's light, but otherwise, I mean, the trigger pull is great. Side charging handle, if we didn't go over it earlier, it's non-reciprocating, so you will not blow your thumb off if you have it up there. This comes with all the new zeroed furniture that CMMG has. This is their own grip. This is their 60-degree ambidextrous throw lever, extended magazine button on this side, which also is functional on the left side. So lefties rejoice, or if you're just right-handed and want to grab it like this, you can. So that's kind of cool. And then a little larger bolt catch here, which is pretty cool because with one hand, I can pull back the charging handle. My thumb reaches the bolt catch, and I can lock the bolt open with one hand. Rather with an AR, you kind of, you know, have to pull back and get all in. Yeah, it's really nice and ergonomic, and I like that part a lot. Of course, we have the JMac folding stock on here. Their forward blow compensator, this is the zeroed furniture, and as part of their new zero design, that's with all these just nice little cuts with the M-locks, and you just have neat designs on it. They have their bolt-on brass deflector right there. No forward assist, and there is no ejection port cover. Now, my zeroed 300 blackout does have this ejection port cover, and so that's just the difference that I saw between the Dissent and the Banshee, but it's the same bolt-on brass deflector and no forward assist right there on the Banshee. So I say that's enough talking. I just want to shoot a little bit more. We'll scoot up so you don't get brass on you, buddy. All right. All got ears? All right, good to go. Oh, something felt funny. I don't know. My trigger didn't reset. Oh, must have been a short stroke round because it kicked it out but didn't put one in. All right. I like shooting it suppressed better because I can actually hear the still target. With the blast, it's kind of blasting, but I'll still throw a couple more. We'll hit that 100-yarder. Cool. Fun. But I think it's a little loud, so we'll make it quieter. This is the Sightmark Volta, if you were wondering. It's solar powered. It's a little larger because it has AAA stacked in it. However, I thought it was just a real neat look for this thing, so that's why we went with it. All right, time to be quiet. Now that we're suppressed, I wanted to start off with this Detroit Subsonic 5.7 ammo. Why, you may ask? Because it's quiet. 55 grains, so you know it's heavier than a 22. It shouldn't cycle though. I don't think it's gonna cycle, but that's when it's nice that it's just right here. Okay, I'll start at 50, then I'll go for 100 because I don't know what this drop and point of impact change is gonna be. That's cool. I could tell the trigger didn't reset. Let's go for 100. Oh, I hit it! That's fun. So something a little more powerful, probably a heck of a lot more aerodynamic than a 22 because it's 55 grain. But that's fun right there. One more. There we go. Fun stuff. All right, now earlier we were shooting with the compensator on and it felt real good. But, oh, I have it in my pocket, another mag. I'm gonna put some regular power. This is the Federal American Eagle, whatever. Because in the past, it seems like it's kind of a little stingy. It's probably just because the stock is so wiry. But, all right. I didn't see the one fall out. Let's see what happened. Oh, yeah. Okay, so, I mean, you can tell it's a powerful cartridge. This would probably be a little uncomfortable with the 223. But, yeah, with the 5.7, I guess it's a nice match. I'm going to shoot a little more first. That's fun. And that's 100 yards out there. So what we're going to do, because what I'm thinking is there could be a difference in recoil because of the buffer system that they have. Because of the AR, your bolt's traveling to the rear, you have that buffer tube and it's a little lower. So my thought is this recoil system a little higher? And will we get a little muzzle flip rather than something straight into the shoulder? Honestly, I don't think it matters, but just because it's a different build, we're gonna throw it on high-speed camera and see. And what we're gonna do, because the muzzle devices of this and my Mark 57, is that the right word for it? I think so. No, the Mark 57 is the one that takes the 5.7 mags. This is the Mark IV, so it takes real mags. Anyhow, the compensators are different because this was the old school one. This is a zero comp, so we're going to go with the Bauer suppressor just so we are good across the board. We'll see if there's any recoil difference with a few rounds. But if you weren't familiar with it, we've got a whole video on this. This is just a regular AR lower. So if you wanted to use 5.7 with the radial delayed blowback system, boom, regular. Well, it's not regular if you're the ATF. It's an SBR. Yay. But yes, so just to see if that buffer tube actually makes a difference. Now, usually when we put something on high speed, we'll see a difference in muzzle tip or bolt bounce or buffer weight in the rear and just how the action works, which we have seen before with RDB versus blowback. But I gotta say, these look exactly the same, and I don't think the recoil system being above the bolt matters at all. Kind of cool. I didn't mention it earlier, but these are 32 round magazines, and of course they are just AR type. And so here's the deal, before we get to the accuracy test, they are going to offer just the upper, and the upper, I assume, will come with the buffer plug and that pick rail. So if, say, I wanted to put this on just another SBR or your own lower receiver, you can do that, and so that will be available later. But for now, we put this Sightmark Citadel on here because it's 1x6, and we'll be able to see a little better at 100 yards. We're going to see what kind of group we got. This is the Reaper grip by Kopfjager, but so I am still standing, but it'll help. We'll get a bench out here soon. Oh, very nice and centered to me. Oh, come on. That one went lower than it should have. That could have been me. That's better. Better. Little rush, but good. Nice. All right, so earlier when I zeroed the optic, I had 3 and less than 1 inch. There's a soda can on top. We're going to knock it off. Wait. Oh, yeah, okay, it's behind a bush for me. Okay, fun stuff. All right, guys, so that's some fun with this CMMG Dissent. I can't just end like that, though. We have more rounds in the mag. I want to shoot a little bit more, so we're going to just go freehand here. Let's see what we got. That'd be fun. So yes, let's say it's in PDW mode, and you just have to go Okay, I'm a little better now. I just had to send more rounds down range. We had them in the magazine. But the CMMG Dissent, so this is actually kind of an early sneak peek release, and they're gonna retail right under $2,000. And then they'll have those upper kits available. I think it's around like $13.95 if you want the upper kit and put it on your own lower. So yeah, I think it changes things up. I mean, if you're gonna go SBR, PDW type, instead of doing those law adapters or whatnot, this is really more compact, makes it a great bag gun, truck gun, just personal defense weapon like it's supposed to be. You will have a tandem blog post over at topshotdustin.com, so make sure you check it out there. Get on the email list, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching. Okay, I love you, bye-bye. Did you see that? Come on, Nussie! Come on, Nussie! Yeah! I came in like a wrecking ball! Oh, perfect! Yeah!